What's up, nerds? What's up, nerds? Goz Master here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. Today's quest, Nahiri, the Unforgiving bundle. And I dubbed the Unforgiving. The new Planeswalker available for IRL cash in the vault right now for $29.99 American USD dollars. Is she worth the IRL cash? A couple of spotlighted builds and see what we can do to maximize her abilities. As always, though, before we get started, gratitude and appreciation to Oktagon for providing me access to this walker. Really appreciate it, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm very eager to crack into this one because I have some doubts. You know me, I'm going to shoot you straight as the consumer. If they're good, I think they're good, I'll tell you they're good. If they're not, I'll talk about ways that they can be suggested on how to improve. But first off, what do you get with the bundle? You get 50 gold, 25,000 runes, 120 jewels. You get a booster pack, a red booster pack, and a white booster pack. I think it's like a rebellion pack or something of that nature. And then if you have VIP, you get an extra 40 jewels, and then the walker herself. Let's take a look at her abilities. All right, at max level, here she is, Nahiri, the Unforgiving, red-white, white-red, 119 life, decent life total. Let's get into her abilities. All right, so 6 loyalty for Infuriated Journey. Target creature loses, can't attack, and gains Berserker until the beginning of your next turn. If you control that creature gets +2 and gains First Strike until end of turn. Otherwise, your first creature gets +0/+2 to the beginning of your next turn, so they can get a bigger booty and defend against the creature that would be attacking them. So it's supposed to act like removal. Or it could beef your creatures up and give you some ability to be able to attack with First Strike. Okay, that could have some play. It's fairly cheap loyalty-wise. I think we have to see what it does in-game. I'm not really impressed with that one so far. 9 loyalty, though. Look at that. That's cheap. The Fallen on the Path. Discard up to 3 cards, then draw 3 cards. Then, the last card in your hand gains X mana. X is equal to the number of creature and equipment cards in play and in your graveyard. Okay, so here's my initial fear of this one. There's no mention of including the reinforcements. So if I've got a bunch of tokens out there, and it doesn't say non-token creatures, it's just every creature. However, it doesn't say reinforcements. So we have to test and see if that is the case, if they're going to give us that mana, or is it just 3, and then if we have 2 equipments, that's a total of 5 mana. Not impressive. I do like the ability to wield a hand, but for 9 loyalty, I can do that cheaper with some red cards that are in play that I ditch 2 and draw 1, and I could do that a couple of times for the cost of this for loyalty. All right, we'll see though. And then finally, 12 loyalty for Heroic Unforgiveness and Heroic Unforgiveness. Reinforce each creature you control X times. Reinforce each creature you control X times. Those creatures gain haste and outcast. Wasted time, and I hate outcast. Why would we do that to our creatures? Gain 6 loyalty. X is equal to the number of creature and equipment cards in your graveyard, including their reinforcements. So not even in play, it's only what you have in graveyard. So the game here is we want to get as much stuff into the yard with her as possible. I haven't built anything yet. I haven't started playtesting anything as this moment. I record my first impressions here, and then I go in to go fiddle with my basic thoughts so that you can see how I break down and what I think of walkers and slingers and yada yada. Well, the other thing about Heroic Unforgiveness too, it's fairly cheap, 12 loyalty. So we have Faithbound Judge is going to be instrumental with her. White is so powerful right now. It's not that she's a good walker. It's that white is so good right now that she will be very powerful to feed the yard just with Faithbound Judge. But he's rotating out in September. I know it's really early in the season for me to be talking about his rotation, but it's going to come and he's going to leave, and that's going to be a big hole that needs to be filled. Phyrexian Vindicator and giggles. White 2, everything else is negligible, and then +6 to red. So a very different approach to the +8 total overall. Not great mana bonuses, but the red is decent with some flexibility for white. So, okay, all right. I'm going to tell you right now, before we even get into the gameplay, I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical right now. Let's go build some decks and see how she does. Okay, so we're going to lean into her equipment focuses, and Danitha, Benalia's Hope, 17 mana, Lifelink, Bravery, Legendary, First Strike, Vigilance, 4/4 white Human Knight. When this creature enters the battlefield, pick one of the first 4 equipment or aura cards from your library, fetch that card against full mana. Lizards, Blades for double strike, Hex Gold Halbert, equipment, Rite of Flame for some mana conversion, Vanish into Eternity, you need some removal, you gotta have it. Really, this is the aura we're going to be drafting in the beginning to lock down their creatures. Target opposing creature can't attack, can't block, yada yada. Blade hold War Whip, and that gives you for Mirrodin for some tokens and some double strike. A Hero's Heirloom, and this was another one. This one's actually a rare creature. Kemba, Ka, Enduring, 7 mana, 2/2 cat cleric. When a cat creature enters the battlefield under your control, you have it gain bravery. Otherwise, fetch the first equipment card from your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, of your turn rather, your creatures get +X/+X. X is the number of equipment cards you control, including their reinforcements, and then you can create a token. And then Astra, Bearer of Blades. I think he can actually come out of this. When this creature enters the battlefield, fetch the first equipment vehicle from your library. When this creature attacks, they get mana based on that. I'm really focusing on the Planeswalkers' loyalty abilities for equipments and whatnot. Let's concentrate on that, shall we? Let's go. We want to try to get red swaps everywhere we can, because it gives so much more of a mana bonus. All right, so he's out. Now we have our first ability. And our first ability is really strong for this reason alone. We're able to take out some creatures and use it for creature control. I like this a lot more than I thought I would because of the first strike. And it's essentially, if they're not, bulletproof, if they're not preventing damage, it makes a big difference. It gives you an opportunity to be able to go after your opponent and do some damage. All right, so there's this. We're going to go ahead and take out their Blade Coil. Be done with that business. And let's see what we got. Another Sigarda's Imprisonment. Where are my creatures, bro? Let's go with our creatures. Let's go ahead and keep him back, just in case they start removing some creatures. But you can see our Mirrodin took effect, so we've got some creature on the board now, some additional creature tokens, so we can help with some bodies. I like Mirrodin in that, we can get some extra bodies on the board if we need them. Token creation, it's helpful for, so it's a beneficial tool. I like it. Let's go here, boom. Let's get all of the things on the board. So now you see we have a full deck of creatures on our side. Now we got to start ramping them up. And we get our second and third loyalty. All right. And Shuffler is not fine. I keep saying this. Oktagon, you guys got to fix this Shuffler, man. It is killing me. How many cards have I drawn? And I have not drawn 20% of my deck. 2 other creature cards I have in this deck. We haven't seen one of them. This is really, really, really bad lately. We'll get multiples, 3, 4 of the same card in draws before we see 1 or 2 of the critical card pieces that we need to build our deck out. It's brutal, man. It is brutal. Again, another one that we don't get. All right, so we're going to lock this guy down, Cityscape Leveler. He'll just take over the game and will, especially with a deck that focuses on, on equipments and supports. He cannot be doing his thing. He cannot be doing his thing at all. Now, it also eliminates us from being able to use our first ability. Actually, I guess if we're going to use it on our Bravery creature, it could do it. So that is some good removal we could use. Okay, here's a thing. Here's a thing. Actually, I do want to ditch my first one. The secondary ability, discard up to 3 cards. When you normally discard in any other card fashion, it comes from the bottom of your hand, right? Not this one. It takes from the top of your hand. It is really annoying. Really, really annoying if you forget it. So I'm going to ditch those 3. I'm going to draw 3 more cards. Let's see what we get. Last card. Bro, I still haven't gotten any of my other creatures. What is going on? Shuffler is not fine. 5 swap. Come on, Oktagon. You guys got to fix this. All right, so we want to do whatever the heck this guy is. We want to lock that down. We want to just exile that? I think we do. We'll go ahead and 5 swap again, which is nice. Thank you. It removes the first creature. I thought it was targetable. All right, so let's go. So it's non-targeted removal, which is good in most instances, but in this case, that's not exactly what we're looking for. So you can see that we're doing all the things we're doing right now, and we're still at, they're about half of their life right now, and we've been in a dominant control here. Ooh, is he running the combo? I don't know if he is. Let's see. I think they're running the combo. I think they're running the other engine that Main Loop discovered, which I'm going to be doing a video on here very soon because it's so much fun. All right, we're going to ditch our top 2 cards here again. Boom and boom. There we go. Hey, look at that. It just took us forever to get there, but we got there. Let's go here. Try to get a white drop. Nope, 1 short. All right, so he gets buffed here. Does 8. He does 4. He's not... I haven't seen him working. If he attacks, he's supposed to give a discount to your deals, but I don't have any supports in hand, right? Alright, so there's that guy. Alright, so let's see. We definitely want Danitha out because she's going to give us the aura. And we're going to go here. Boom. That does not give us enough. Maybe we can race them. Alright, when we get to our third, I'm going to demonstrate our third, and maybe that'll be enough for the win. But I don't think we have enough stuff in the yard for us to do that, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. Because it's starting to get out of hand here. A couple more turns and this game's over in their favor. And now their leveler's going to be attacking and wasting our stuff. So really, we only have this last turn. This is our last turn right here. Yeah, this is our last turn. We have to do something. Can I get a 5 swap? I can get a 5 swap. Let's see if it's enough. Boom. Okay, I got to our third. Excellent. Let's see if I get our creature out. Bro, look at this. This is insane. And they get that loyalty, not us. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Are you attacking? You saw me make the 5 swap. How did I not get another swap? Oh, that's lame. That's really lame, man. I lose this game because it did not give me a 5. All right. I'm going to leave this game in the recording because this is not it. This is not it, Oktagon. The shuffler and the sequence of stuff didn't work. I made a 5 swap and it didn't give me my extra swap. Come on. Come on, man. And don't come back and say, well, it's because you used one of the crystallized gems. That's what they're for. They're supposed to give you that stuff. All right, I'm just going to concede. I can't even watch they're just going to start looping. Nope, no thank you. I don't have any time for that. All right, that's our Peasant build. Let's get into our Mythic build. Okay, nerds. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to do a thing here. I'm actually going to do 2 games here. And the first game is really for me to spotlight red-white equipment. One of the big strengths of Nahiri, the Unforgiving, is that she's tribal for equipment, right? That's the way it's supposed to work. Let's look at the equipment cards in white and red right now. You got the most expensive ones are Argentum Armor, Sword of Forge and Frontier. This is a good one. I'll talk about it here in a second. Bro, other than that, Eater of Virtue. What do we got? At the beginning of your turn, your first creature gets +2/+1, gains all the basic evergreen and from creatures in your exile. Until the beginning of your next turn, when the first creature dies, exile it. Okay. Yeah, man, that's it. Like, there's not much of anything that's worthwhile in the equipment category. That's pretty brutal, man. The only one I took was Holy Avenger, and this is a PMA card. When your first creature attacks, the first support card in your hand gains 1 mana. If this card has the enchantment subtype, instead it gains 3 mana if you can't enlist 2 gems. So we're gonna do some conversion, but oof, man, that ain't it. Like, there's not much of anything equipment-wise. I got really excited, like, oh, let's throw some equipments in here. And I'm thinking, is there some equipments I don't have? But that's it, man. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. All right, so let me show you the build. This is it. We're doing Pure Steed Paladin. When an equipment card enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. At the beginning of your turn, if you control 3 or more equipment cards, first equipment card in your hand gains full mana. Okay. Godo, when your first enters the battlefield, pick one of the first 4 equipment cards from your library, move that card to play under your control. This is what's really weird. Your samurai gain double strike. I don't have any samurai. He's a barbarian, so he doesn't do it. He's a stupid card. I just picked him because of the equipment and he's mythic. Holy Avenger, you saw me talk about. Sword of Forge and Frontier. This is a great card in Standard. While the support's on the board, your first creature gets +8/+8. When your first creature attacks, pick one of the first 2 cards from your library, fetch that card. If the last card in your hand is a land card, it gains full mana. Otherwise, it gains 5 mana. So, Sundown Pass, and Sokenzen Crucible of Defiance, so we can get some other stuff going on in there. Broker's Charm for a little protection. We're going to use Red Sun's Twilight because we want to get some red matches. This will help with some red conversion. Angel Fire Ignition to gain a little bit of life. You can tell I'm not really excited about this. There's just not a lot of good equipments available. Let's go fight Pajani and see if he kicks our tail. All right, Bone Horde. We're going to mute that down. Try not to make a red match because that would make us more mana. So we're going to go here. All right. Can I get a double swap here? Oh, why are you up here? All right, so there's he. Let's go there. All right, red match. Let's see. Now we're going to level that puppy up. Let's go. All right, there is that. This is absolutely a main important card you want to get on the board as quickly as possible. Because as soon as it's on the board, it starts allowing you to draw cards with mana bonuses. So you basically just discount every card you draw with it by 5. So at the very least. And if it's a land card, you're getting lands for free. You'll see. You'll see the synergy. But I am taking a pounding. Holy Avenger! Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, no red mana, man. No mana at all. Where's all my mana? There we go. We'll go there. Boom. Give them some lifelink, of course. And my dude dies. I lose my support. Dumb. You lose the token and the card itself. It's a dumb... I don't know. Sorry, man. I'm very critical in this video today because I haven't been playing with walkers like this. I'm just going to tell you right now, Nahiri's builds are off meta. There's nothing in the meta right now that are focusing on her abilities in a good way. There's great, powerful white decks. I'm going to show you a powerful white deck after this whatever I'm doing here, or whatever this is. Because what I'm doing right now is this build is focused on her abilities. And someone made a comment in the last video I did of like, oh, this wins, but yeah, but that's not... We want to see the spotlight on the walker. We want to see what they do so we can make a decision. Are they good or should we just get somebody else? So when this creature enters the battlefield, pick one of the first 4 equipment cards from your library. Yes, we want... What don't we have? I guess we want a Bone Horde. Okay. Actually, I should have picked... I don't know why I did that. I should have picked the... Whatchamacallit. Did that just go on the board completely on its own? It did. So every time it enters the battlefield, I could have been doing that. So maybe the strategy is bounce him and get something better out there. We'll see. Yeah, that just put it on the board. Oh, that's kind of cool. And do I already have the other one? I have the Holy Avenger. What happened to my other one? And again, Shuffler. Dude, Angel Fire Ignition. 3 of them in hand. What are you doing? All right, so let's go there. Boom. All right, so now we have our abilities here. We're going to start using probably our second one. But look how far behind we are right now trying to catch up to a Bajani. This is another dangerous Planeswalker that if we're not careful, he's just going to start bludgeoning us, especially if he gets his creatures prevent damage. So there's one. Boom. And now that's up to full speed. I don't know, man. I don't know if we win this one either. We're down to 40 life. He's still at 130. And now we're going to use our abilities. Let's see what we got here. I want to ditch some cards, so let's go ahead and put a creature in the yard. Let's go ahead. I don't need Angel Fire Ignitions, man. Not that many, at least, I should say. Can I get you out? Disrupt to exposing artifact cards. Yeah, let's do this one, too, so we're going to get that some mana. All right, but first things first, let's use our secondary ability. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. That one gains the mana. We'll put you up here. Yeah, I guess I go here. Not really good enough, man. Got the red match. Let's see if I get to use it next turn. See if I don't die. Let's see if I just don't die. How about that? All right, we're not doing more damage than they're taking. That's the other thing, too. These equipment-focused creatures, look at them. They're 2, 2, 3. They're not big enough, man. And if I use my ability, all I'm going to do is exile. Here's the other thing with this third ability. Reinforce each creature you control X times. These creatures gain haste and outcast. Well, with outcast, if you read the... Oh, I didn't mean to push the button. I pushed the button. Oh, I just meant I was just trying to hit outcast. Outcast, when this card is moved to anywhere other than the battlefield, exile it at the end of this turn. It's not exiled. Exile it. Yeah, so you don't even get the benefit of it going to the yard. Let them die. Kill the creatures. That would give us something that would synergize a bit more. Why did you exile it, man? All right, I gotta hold this guy back because I don't want him on the board. All right, let's go red here. Cool. Get Bajani's creature stronger. Let's give you the life link so we can get a little bit of life here. All right, so we're destroying their stuff, and it should put a copy of them in our... It just gives us a copy of that in our hand, right? It doesn't give it... And then you exile your stuff, and then you're starting from scratch. That is dumb! That is so dumb! Oh my god, that is dumb! That is such a dumb ability! Hey, here's your ultimate. You lose everything. If you can't win, you lose everything. Oh my god, that is just ridiculous. Oh, I got a Jodas Codex. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, let's oh my god. I'm so hurting right now. Like, I don't even want to finish this match. I mean, I'm going to finish it because I'm going to lose. You're going to see. There's no way for me to come back and win here. None. Yeah, I quit. I can't finish this. I'm sorry, guys. I really hate that third ability. I friggin' hate that third ability. Oktagon, I'm sorry, you guys. You got to fix that. I mean, it's just unplayable. All it is, even if you win... I'll tell you my final thoughts in a minute. Let me show you this final deck real quick, okay? Jesus H. Crisco. That's bad. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is an engine, what I call an engine, something that draws you cards and gives you mana and allows you to be able to put creatures on the board or do things, do your things. And that's centered around Healer of the Pride. I just spent all of my gold the other day because I saw it and an opportunity for a combo with another engine, with I think which is quickly becoming my favorite card in the one set so far. And that is when a creature enters the battle. This is Healer of the Pride. It's a PMA card. It's chase worthy. You got to get it. 3 mana for 2/3 white cat cleric. When a creature enters the battlefield, if you have full life, only if you have full life, and list 3 gems. If you don't, gain 9 life. Brutal. Ovika. Ovika is one of my favorite cards in the set. 25 mana, red, blue, 6/6. Every time you cast a spell, you get X goblin tokens equal to half of whatever your cast costing. Rite of Harmony, 8 mana. Every time you cast a creature or a support, I think it is, yes, or an enchantment rather, comes into play, you draw a card, and the tokens count. Over the top, go draw some stuff. Kayla's Command, Rite of Flame, Faithbound Judge, just to get the loyalty. King Darien. At the beginning of the combat, on your creature's control, get +1/+1 for each of the reinforcements. So he makes our stuff bigger, we win faster. Alchemist Gamut, give him double strike, and then Sundown Pass for that red and white conversion. Plus, it gives us the opportunity to be able to get some mana on the entry. That's a flex card, i.e. flexing that you could switch it, shift it, adjust it, get rid of it, put something else in play. It's up to you. And now I'm tapping the life gain stuff, and it won't let me do anything. Game's frozen. Yay. Every time you go mess with the decks. At the top of the hour? No, not even the top of the hour.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, David.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box? Not till you give me the what's gun. In the box?
Okay, let's go up against Stark and Unbroken. All right, so as you can guess, the concept of this deck is pretty straightforward. White and black there. Okay, cool. You just want to get your creatures on the board as quickly as possible. You want to go fetch them as quickly as possible, get them on the board, and then that should basically do it. You just let your draw stuff work. Okay, so we want to keep him back. We don't actually want to cast him. We want to put him in our yard with a secondary ability. And the secondary ability does do well for stuff in the graveyard. It's fine. Just, man, oh man, that third just kills me. All right, here we go. All right, now we got some red. Let's go make that happen. We're into our secondary ability. We'll take that off here in a second. The land comes out, gives us a bunch of creatures, gives a bunch of mana. We're going to go ahead and we'd love to say yes, but we can't, frankly. All right, that's all done. That draws some cards. Doing some stuff. Let's see how much mana they gain. That's significant. They all filled up. That's pretty awesome. That card is really good. That card is really, really good, man. Especially with tokens in this case. All right, so we want to go ahead and drop our Faithbound Judge. We want to get Healer of the Pride on the board. We want to mute that down. No thank you. And yeah, we're going to wait till this next turn. And that should be game. All right, let's go here. Boom. All right. So that gets us the creature. We gain the life. You can see that just Healer of the Pride just fuels it up. Now we're at full life. And now she starts converting the white on the board and giving us white mana. And here we go. Now we want to give a creature double strike. Of course, we give it to our gobblies. So they gobbledygook, so they can go in there and do their dibbly damage. And this engine is really strong for this build, especially with Ovika, because it allows you to be able to gain life back so that you can continue to play without using your elixirs to fix your health in like tournaments or whatever. It's a solid engine. I love it. It's so much fun. I just wish, tokens went faster. You know me. But this is the one token deck I can sit and play with because of how brutal it gets and how quickly it goes. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. But Nahiri had nothing to do with it. Let me give you my final thoughts on Nahiri. Oh, what do I say? I really want Nahiri the Unforgiving to be good. I really do. But, life total is fine. Her first ability, let's just talk about her abilities. Her first ability, Infuriated Journey, kind of, it's better than I thought. My initial impression was it was just kind of silly. But it does work from removal as long as you have creatures with flying that can go do the thing or that are bigger than theirs. But if their creatures are bigger than yours, you can't use the thing. You can't ever use it. There's no other... And there's another thing for it too. Let's say they don't have any creatures, or let's say you don't have any creatures. There should be some other effect that could happen with it that allows you to do something. Maybe convert red mana or to increase your white mana bonus, something of that nature. that just allows you to do some competitive edge so that you can spam that first ability, because it's cheap and it could be decent removal, but you've got to have creatures on board that allow you to take advantage of that. But if you already have creatures on board that are taking advantage of that, you're not really doing anything to impact the game other than winning more, if that makes sense. Nahiri, to me, the final word on Nahiri is win more. Fallen on the path, 9 loyalty, discard the top 3 cards, draw 3 cards, then the last cards. We'll discard up to 3 cards. That's a Freudian slip. Why does this take from the top? Why? It's such a hassle to rearrange everything. It should come from the bottom of your hand. Like every other effect for discard in the game, discards the last 3 cards from hand, or the last card from hand. This makes no sense. Why did you design it that way? It's so annoying. Then draw 3 cards, then the last card in your hand gains X mana. X is equal to the number of creatures and equipment cards in play and in your graveyard. This should just be all cards. All the cards you draw get that mana, because it's, what, 5 is what we're averaging? 5 mana, so you're getting a total of 15 mana for 9 loyalty. Maybe that's OP, I don't know, but that would make it much better. It's a decent use ability, but I have a card that I can go pay. There's a couple of different cards that I can ditch a card and draw 2 cards. This doesn't do anything spectacular for me. And then third, heroic unforgiveness for... Why Outcast? Why Outcast? Why Outcast? Just at very least destroy them at the end of turn. Gain 6 loyalty, right? So we're halfway to already being able to do it again. Then we could spam it and we could do it over and over again. That would be viable. I would take that. Don't exile them, because if you exile them, we can't use the stupid cards again. It makes it a worthless third ability. Oh my God. I hate this third ability. It is the dumbest thing, guys. I adore you. Please, Oktagon, don't punish me for, oh, you think we're dumb, huh, guys? You don't get any more Planeswalkers. I really want this to be great, but this is just bad design, guys. This is just bad. I adore you. I really do. But this lacks synergy. It does nothing. It makes her unplayable, man. I like her. I actually like her mana bonuses. It's fun and creative. 2 to white, 6 to red. It gives you a monocolor bonus, but it also gives you some extra things you can do with it. I didn't hate this. Red right now has no conversion outside of the lands I showed you and Rite of Flame, which isn't really conversion. It's not as effective as it is. And the best conversion that we see with Healer of the Pride is white, and that's ever permanent. That's never going away. So honestly, if you have Healer of the Pride, you don't need mana conversion. White will do it for you. But without that card, you saw how I struggled. I didn't win 2. I played 3 matches and I didn't win 2 of them with builds that concentrated on her abilities, that leaned into what is written in her loyalty abilities. And that's kind of the point, because if I don't need her to run the decks that win, if they don't synergize with her abilities, why do I get her? So what's my final thoughts on her? Man, what's her grading? Where does she rank? I got to put her right there at the bottom of red and white. Calamity is much better in red-white. Yeah, Calamity is 5/5 to white-red, and then plus a -2 to black, and then regular for green and blue. And that first ability with haste actually gives haste to your creature. Much better. It only costs 4. You get to fetch a card for 14. Path to Victory, the first creature you card in your hand gains double strike vigilance. That one's kind of weak, but I do use it. And that third one is just game over, right? You just deal damage based on experience points to your opponent. Calamity is head and shoulders much better than Nahiri Unforgiving, which is a shame because I think Nahiri could have been good. I think she could have been good. She could have been. But alas, I can't recommend her. I don't think she's a very good walker. I wouldn't even pick her up for gold, frankly. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So I give her a D rating, if not lower. Sorry, man. What are your thoughts? Did you pick her up? Do you like her? If this is your play style, I'm curious to what you were using to build for her that makes it viable. That's not just a build that would work with any other white-red walker. And I don't like this trend, Oktagon. Please don't do this again where we're losing all of our creatures to exile. It doesn't make any sense. The other build that you could put in here is you could use, and I already spotlighted, you could use Soul Herder and a Savior of Olenbach to kind of bring those creatures back from the graveyard, from exile. But again, you're not building for this deck. You're not building for this walker. You're building something to circumvent what it's trying to do. Oh God, I could rant for a while. This is just really clunky, man. Really, really clunky. I hope the next ones are much better than this, because this is a no-go for me. As always, guys, I appreciate you. Could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend this time with me here. You know, like, subscribe really helps the channel out. Oktagon, please don't punish me because I have such a bad review of this walker, but I cannot. Man, is it bad. Rough. It's a rough slinger. That said, I hope you guys are awesome, and until our next quest, my friends, swords up. People staring at a Goz. People staring at a Goz. Why are you in your vehicle like this or by our houses? Because it's shady and it's hot outside. It's so hot in Phoenix already. It's 90 degrees. Okay.